Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001 bringing the third part of Slate's commission, Eggman Nega. Is he Dr. Robotnik's great-grandson, or the Dr. Robotnik from a parallel dimension? We don't know, because he is a liar. What is true is that he almost looks exactly like Dr. Eggman, so that's the base figure I'll be using. So yeah, here's Dr. Eggman. You see the cape he's wearing? That's General Grievous's cape. It actually fits Dr. Eggman better than it fits General Grievous, with absolutely no modification. If you have a General Grievous figure, you might want to give it a try. It's fun. Alright, so Eggman Nega is another one of those annoying figures that's almost exactly like the base figure, but with a lot of tiny little differences that you've got to get exactly right or else it'll look all messed up. So first, let's start with the arms. He has a different cuff-link design on the ends of his sleeves, which I replicated with just a little bit of super sculpting. And you see, when all painted up, just paint the sleeves black with some yellow parts, and there you go. That's a relatively simple part. The legs were also a simple affair. I just had to cut off the gray things on Dr. Eggman's ankles, and then paint in the red and black. And those yellow stripes were annoying as hell, because getting yellow stripes to look smooth on a black background takes like 5 freaking coats. So in terms of just sitting around waiting for paint to dry, this probably took longer than any other part of the figure, despite the simplicity. Alright, the body was by far the most annoying part. As you can see here, Dr. Eggman has those big square buttons and the yellow stripes that go along the sides of his outfit, and Eggman Nega doesn't have those. So that means that I had to go in there with an X-Acto knife and the sander on my Dremel tool, and I had to smooth all that out as best I could. And man, that is some complicated stuff there, because you gotta sand it down low enough that it won't have any relief, but you also gotta try to not keep it too low or else you're just gonna ruin it, because, you know, this figure is hollow inside, and if you go too deep, you're gonna make a hole, and that's just a headache. This was by far the most annoying part. The shades and goggles are pretty easy. The goggles are made out of super sculpey put on top of the head, and he has a nice little pair of Kamina shades up there. Yeah, it's gonna pilot the mech that'll pierce the heavens and all that, you know. Alright, at least the paint job on this half of the figure was relatively simple. Just applications of red, black, put the white stripe in the middle, change the color of the mustache. You know, simple basic fare like that. One special thing I did with this was the yellow stripes on his coat. After I went through with the shoes, I'm like, yeah, painting that yellow pattern on his coat 5 times over, making sure not to overshoot it or get any on the mustache, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So what I did was I cut the pattern out on a piece of paper, painted that yellow, and then glued it on over his shoulders. And that actually worked out pretty good. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, let's see the back of that. That's a pretty nice thing. Hey, you know, totally random here, but doesn't that look a lot like a fireman's uniform? Does Dr. Eggman Nega want to be a fireman? Well, I guess it might be a regional thing, because these, you know, because fireman outfits might change depending on where you live. But yeah, you might be wondering why I didn't give him the longer coattails. I did think about it, but anything I could imagine that I would do would make the coattails extremely fragile, and this has to be shipped to the UK, and I want to make sure that it's going to survive shipping intact, so I just left the coattails alone. Although I'm thinking how Jazzwares is making an official Charmy figure, and they announced it barely a month after I made mine, so the way Slate's luck is, they're probably going to announce a regular Eggman Nega figure as soon as he gets his in the mail, and he'll be all like, yo! So, there is Dr. Eggman Nega. When the Rouge and Blaze figures come out, you'll be able to have Blaze fight him, and it'll be nice, and yeah, we got Dr. Eggman Nega now. Next person is going to be someone on my queue. Gonna take a quick break from Slate and do somebody else, because I want to get to more people, and Well, frankly, he's the first person on my queue that actually responded to me when I sent him a note. So yeah, look forward to that very soon. Wake Angel 2001, signing out.